This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba Ma.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss how to solve an adjusted trial balance. So let's get started. Chalo, shuru kara jak. In a normal trial balance or an unadjusted trial balance, there will be no adjustment or additional information. But in an adjusted trial balance, there will be adjustments or additional information. Okay, so chalo, amra problem ta dekhi. This is an unadjusted trial balance or a normal trial balance. The following trial balance was extracted from the books of Baba as on 31st March 2022. The name of accounts are given here. The amounts of debit column are given here and the amounts of credit column are given here. The trial balance did tally because the total of debit column is equal to the total of credit column. But the trial balance has not been correctly prepared, and when checking the figures you find the following errors. So what are the errors or what are the adjustments? Let's go through it. Number 1. 1 month sales rupees 5,000 has not entered in the books by mistake. 5,000 সেল হয়েছিল সেটা বাই মিস্টেক রেকর্ড করা হয়নি সেলসে ওকে নাম্বার 2 debtors balances amounting to rupees 22,000 has not been included nor had the creditors. That means what? debtors এ 22,000 ছিল সেটা রেকর্ড করা হয়নি debtors এ ট্রায়াল ব্যালেন্সে unadjusted trial balance এ ভুল করে by mistake they have not recorded debtors 22,000 and creditors also they have not recorded by mistake. But where is the amount of creditors? They have not given us. So creditors will be the balancing figure. Understood? They have not given us the amount of creditors. So this is a common sense. The balancing figure will be creditors. That means debit side column will be greater than credit side. Okay? So let's go through the problem and detect the errors. First account is cash 50,000 written in the debit column, which is absolutely correct. So let's write cash 50,000 in the debit column. So cash 50,000. Since cash has a debit balance, we are writing in the debit column. Why cash has a debit balance? Because cash falls under real account. According to real account, what comes in is debit. From the business point of view, cash comes into the business. So cash account will be debited. Understood? So let's see the next account. The next account is purchases. Purchases 20,000, which has been correctly written in the debit column. So let's write purchases 20,000. One more thing. যেগুলোর adjustment entries আছে ওইগুলো আমরা লিখব না. First we have to detect the errors, we have to rectify them, and then we'll write the final amounts in the adjusted trial balance. Okay, since purchases কোনো adjustment entries নেই সেই জন্য we can straight away write 20,000 in the debit column. ক্যাশের জন্য কোনো adjustment entry ছিল না সেই জন্য আমরা debit column এ লিখেছি. Okay, so let's write purchases 20,000 in the debit column. Purchases 20,000 in the debit column. Why we are writing 20,000 in the debit column? Because purchases has a debit balance. Because purchases comes under real account as well as nominal account. According to real account, what comes in is debit. Here, when goods are purchased, goods come into the business. So purchases account will be debited. According to nominal account, when goods are purchased, cash goes out. So purchases is an expense for the business. So according to nominal account, all losses and expenses debit. So purchases account will be debited. Understood? Let's see the next account. Sales account 41,000. The amount has been correctly written in the credit column, but there is an adjustment for sales. So let's go through the adjustment, then we'll write the final amounts. So what is the adjustment? Number 1. 1 month sales rupees 5,000 has not entered in the books by mistake. So sales এ 5,000 লেখা হয়নি. So 41,000 আগে ছিল plus 5,000. So we'll have to add 5,000 with the previous sales. Okay, then we'll write the final amounts. So let's do it. Sales প্রথমে ছিল, see, initially sales was 41,000 and rupees 5,000. By mistake they have not recorded, so 41,000 plus 5,000, that comes to 46,000. So the total sales will be 46,000, not 41,000. Okay, so let's write. Initially sales was 41,000. By mistake they have not recorded 5,000. So the total sales will be 41,000 plus 5,000, that is 46,000. So now we have rectified and we have written 46,000 in the credit column. Why sales has a credit balance? Because sales comes under real account as well as nominal account. According to real account, what goes out is credit. Here, when goods are sold, goods go out from the business. So sales account will be credited. According to nominal account, all incomes and gains credit. When goods are sold, cash comes in. So sales is an income for the business. So sales account will be credited. So let's see the next account. The next account is discount received 2,000 in the debit column. So this is absolutely wrong. Discount received should have been written in the credit column. So let's rectify, and there is no adjustment for discount received. So we can straight away write discount received in the credit column 2,000. Let's write discount received. Discount received was written wrongly in the debit column, but we will rectify and write in the credit column. So why discount received credit? Because discount received comes under nominal account. According to nominal account, all incomes and gains credit. Here, discount received is an income for the business. So discount received will be credited. Okay. So let's see the next account. The next account is repairs, which has been wrongly written in the credit column. Repairs should have been in the debit column. So let's rectify and write repairs in the debit column. And since there is no adjustment or additional information for repairs, we'll straight away write repairs in the debit column. So let's write repairs 1,500 should have been written in the debit column, but by mistake they've written in the credit column. Why repairs is debit? Because repairs comes under nominal account. According to nominal account, all losses and expenses debit. Here repairs is an expense for the business. So repairs account will be debited. Understood? Let's see the next account. The next account is traveling expenses. Traveling expenses 1,000 has been correctly written in the debit column. There is no additional information or adjustment for traveling expenses. So we can straight away write traveling expenses in the debit column. Let's write traveling expenses. Traveling expenses 1,000. Why traveling expenses is debit? Because traveling expenses comes under nominal account. According to nominal account, all losses and expenses debit. Here traveling expenses is an expense for the business. So traveling expenses will be debited. Understood? Let's see the next account. The next account is discount allowed, which should have been written in the debit column, but by mistake they have written in the credit column, which is wrong. So let's rectify and write discount allowed in the debit column. There is no additional information or adjustment for discount allowed. So we can straight away write discount allowed in the debit column. So let's write discount allowed. Discount allowed should have been written in the debit column, but by mistake they have written in the credit column. But now we have rectified and we have written 500 in the debit column. But why discount allowed is debit? Discount allowed comes under nominal account. According to nominal account, all losses and expenses debit. Here discount allowed is an expense for the business. So discount allowed will be debited. Understood? So let's see the last account. Last account is capital. Capital has been correctly written in the credit column 30,000 and there is no adjustment for capital. So let's write capital straight away 30,000 in the credit column. Capital. Capital has a credit balance and they have correctly written in the credit column. Why capital has a credit balance? Because capital comes under personal account. According to personal account, the giver of the benefit is credit. Here, the proprietor is the giver of capital. So, capital account will be credited. Understood? Let's see the additional information. Number 1 adjustment we have already done. Number 2, debtors balances amounting 22,000 has not been included, nor had the creditors balances. So let's write debtors 22,000. Debtors 22,000 ki hoche record hoyni. So let's record debtors. Why debtors is debit? Because debtors comes under personal account. According to personal account, the receiver of the benefit is debit. Here debtors is the receiver of the benefit. So debtors will be debited. And creditors also was not recorded. Creditors has not been included also in the trial balance. But the problem is they have not given us the amount of creditors. So creditors will be the balancing figure. So let's calculate the total of debit column and the total of credit column. Okay. So the total of debit column is 95,000 and the total of credit column is 78,000. So the total of debit column is greater than credit column. Since debit column's total is greater than credit column, we'll have to write 95,000 in both columns. So creditors will be balancing figure. So the difference will be creditors. So what is the amount of creditors? The total of debit column is 95,000. The total of credit column is 78,000. So deduct 78,000 from 95,000. You'll get 17,000. Understood? So how you're getting creditors? Deduct the total of credit column, that is 78,000, from the total of debit column, that is 95,000. You'll get 17,000. So the difference will be creditors, or the balancing figure will be creditors. Since creditors balance has not been given, we'll have to find out this way. Okay. So creditors will be 17,000. Understood? So now see, the trial balance did tally. The total of debit column is 95,000 and the total of credit column is also 95,000. So the total of debit column is equal to the total of credit column. Now the trial balance did tally. I hope you understood. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. And before I fade out, please remember, don't you ever compare your life with others, because nobody's life is perfect. Moreover, you have no idea what their journey is all about. Bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe and stay blessed always.